What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Tag Did It live reviews for Chasing Atlanta, season 6, the Forever season. Listen, tonight we are going to be overviewing episode 8. As you can see, I have a special guest here with me, Mr. Twan Dixon. He came all the way to Atlanta for me to do this with me. The girls that were in the comments saying that Mr. Dixon doesn't have the money, that he is just doing this to be on the show. No, the reason he can travel back and forth to Atlanta is because he has the point to do so. So if you want to just give them a little bit of those accolades,
Right.
things.
Because I didn't know they was in the comments saying I was broke.
Mm-hmm.
If I was broke, I'd probably still just be sitting at home. And so, it's just like it's actually funny to me because seeing the people in the comments going in on the whole cast, going in on production, going in by everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, man, I bet they auditioned for the show and didn't even make it.
Probably didn't make it.
Probably
It's
didn't
always
make
the
it.
ones that want to be on the show.
But I definitely will say this. I did see a lot of positive comments. And so to the people with the positive comments, thank y'all for supporting the show and watching because, like I say in any interview that I do, it's a lot that goes into filming. Everything from you got to be here at this time. You got to get mic'd up. The mics, just so much. We got to look this way, look that way, say this again, or whatever the case may be. Just so much that goes into it that they don't get to see. And so even for production to take everything that we filmed and try to condense it down and make sure all the right parts all the right elements are in the episode. So for the fans that support, thank you for supporting. But to those that are hating, I do want to apologize to you for you thinking that I am broke. I'm not broke. I am very stable. I am stable in my career. I'm stable in my finances. I'm stable in my relationship. I just have a very stable life. So definitely not broke, and I don't even have to prove my income to you. My resume speaks for itself. Definitely, I'm a homeowner of 2 homes in Birmingham. So definitely, with one of those homes one of those homes being fully paid off and being rented out. So that's another income. With me being a military veteran, another check. With me being a college professor. Being licensed as a professional counselor in Alabama.
In the state of Georgia.
And the state of Georgia. Nationally certified. Run my own business. Supervise 12 counselors at my full-time job where I serve as the clinical supervisor. But for the state of Alabama, that's actually the clinical director. And so
on and so on.
And so on and so on. You remember that time I told you how, I think when we first met, how literally I can go out of town and not work and still be collecting the check. That's the type of life I live. So or like when we filmed in season 5 and after we got done filming, I had to go catch a flight. Those are the things I do.
Period.
So for the person with your little YouTube fingers and want to hide behind there, just letting you know, I'm not broke.
Not broke at all.
I'm very stable.
Okay, well, Mr. Dixon, we're going to have a good time tonight. I'm excited to have you here. We just having a conversation. Y'all got my regular mics out tonight. I'm just here to just have a good time. And Mr. Dixon going to talk it out, chat it out. I know watching the show and you being on the show and seeing, your stuff played back, but also having to see the comments and what things people are saying. Excuse me, the negative and the negative and the positive ones, but it's just like, for you to be coming out of your way and doing this for us and, being a part of the show and helping us grow as people, I applaud you. And it's just like, girl, fuck the haters. Who gives a fuck about the haters? And guess what? You sit you watch our show and you sit there and you comment on us. Whether it's good or bad, you still sit there and comment. So, I mean, shout out to the people that are commenting good. But if you doing the negative commenting, girl, I almost shot a bird. But, yeah. Anyway.
Because I do well on this show.
Yes, I think you do really well. And we love you over here.
Hey, and I love them over here too.
Can't worry about it. So we're gonna do something different tonight. We're gonna start with just a quick little icebreaker.
Okay.
I got 3 little simple questions for you.
3 little simple questions.
We just don't ask, 3 little things, and we just gonna go into, the episode. But before we go to episode 8, also, I do want to touch back on some things that you've already done. On the show.
Yes.
So my first question to you is, What do you wish you seen more of this season?
What do I wish I have? I wish I would see, and I know we're only 8 episodes in, which is a good bit of the season.
Yeah, so much more to go.
So much more to go. I wish, just from a viewer perspective, I wish I would have seen so far more of the entire group scenes. You know, and I understand there, some issues and, people not wanting to be in the same spaces as others. But sometimes you have to let that down. So I wish I would have seen more group scenes with the entire collective together.
Okay, I can take that. I wish that too, but child, it was just a lot.
It was a lot.
It's a lot.
It's still a lot.
It's still a lot. And it's just like, even as the show has wrapped and we're done filming, it's just like, it's still so much more that's still going on. It's just like, child, as the cameras are done rolling back the tape, baby, feelings are coming. It's still a lot. And it's just like the feelings that are coming back. It's just like, girl, I don't know.
What was that viral video? It's above me.
It's above me. Like, it's beneath me.
It's beneath at this point. Yes, it's very beneath.
It's very beneath. My next question is going to be: who is your favorite cast member this season? Who is your least favorite, and why?
My favorite cast member this season has to be. I mean, does it have to be someone I filmed with?
No.
Okay. So honestly, my favorite cast member this season is Rico Cassadine.
I'll take it.
I am loving Rico Cassadine. I don't care what y'all said about him in them damn comments.
Yes.
But I am loving Rico Cassadine this season. He's funny. He's new. He's bringing a lot of the neutral elements. Just from how he just kind of kicked off the season from episode 1.
He's working.
His
green screens are hilarious.
They are so hilarious. Yes. And I mean, this whole notebook thing he's been doing. And
it's sickening.
It is. He's like, I'm getting these notes for the reunion. I am loving Rico, and I am loving the fact that him and Dominique have gotten in a better place.
Yes.
Because the Rico Cassadine last season, I wasn't really feeling that Rico. I didn't know him, and I don't know him now, but we are social media friends.
Right.
And so we are social media friends, and he shared a post that I posted. But I'm loving just him this season.
Yeah.
My least favorite. Next question. There are 2 of them.
Is it pleading the fifth?
I'm going to plead the fifth, but I will say there are 2 people that are my least favorite.
2 that are your least favorite.
Yeah, there are 2 that are my least favorite because it's like.
Why are they your least favorite? Yes. Give me just a little insight. You don't got to say the names if you don't want to.
A little insight. And, I know everyone's going to be like, aren't you supposed to just be the therapist of the show? I clocked out at 2 p.m. today. Okay? So I'm not in therapist mode. Just a little insight. Confusion. Confusion. If you're watching the season, then you will understand where the confusion is coming from. Next question. Hell, make it 3. I talked to production about one the other day. I did. I called production myself. I said, listen, this is something serious here.
You're not feeling it.
I ain't feeling 3 of them.
3 of them. Okay. I'll take that. But I am agreeing with you about Rico Cassadine. Rico is my favorite.
Love you, Rico.
Shout out to Rico Cassadine.
Shout out to Rico Cassadine. Y'all been listening to his music.
Make sure y'all stream I Blame Me. That is like my favorite Rico Cassadine song outside of Oh Lord, but baby,
Yes, and get them shoes. I'm just loving him
everything about it, yes. I'm about to write, I told him to write my verse to I Blame Me because I really love that song. I'm really obsessed with it.
Yes.
And my last question is, you did a trans scene.
I did.
What made you want to do a trans scene with other trans girls on Chasing Reality?
Okay, so the backstory behind that. So in episode 3, Willa and I, that was when Willa and I filmed together. And so we were still like in the beginning of production. And so when we got done filming, production, shout out to Andario, who's our executive producer.
Yes.
He asked me, he said, Twan, what else do you want to do this season?
Mm-hmm.
You know, for those that think I'm broke, I knew I was coming back this season as the therapist.
Right.
And I knew I was going to be in multiple episodes.
Right.
And so he asked me what did I want to do. And I said, and Dario, I want to do a scene with all of the trans women. Mm-hmm. I said, the reason being is because if you look at the show's history, to me, from a viewer perspective, there has not been a lot of attention given to the trans women. Because it's been very heavy on the guys. Mm-hmm. And then if you watch Chasing Dallas, their last season, was that season 4, mm-hmm. they only had one trans girl on the cast, mm-hmm. which was Kiki.
Right.
Okay? And so I even...
Yes, I feel like this season has been the most trans on Chasing Atlanta in general.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I had petitioned for Kiki to come into town, mm-hmm. to be a part of that scene. And so Dario reached out to her, but her schedule would not allow for her to come. Mm-hmm. And at this time, I think Kendra had left the show, mm-hmm. or, was taking a break. Right. And I told production, I said, I want Kendra there. And they said, well, Twin, she's not on the show right now. I said, well, no, I want her there. Mm-hmm. I think that she deserves
to be there.
Mm-hmm. So pretty much that's the only way I'm really going to do this. I want to do the scene, but I want all the trans women, mm-hmm. there. I nothing against the Chasing LA girls, but they all the way out, mm-hmm. there. But I knew Dallas was close. And then plus Kiki went to school here. Right. In Edward Clark, where did she go? Morehouse, right. Mm-hmm. And so I just thought it was important, and I wanted Kendra to be a part of it. So that's how that scene came about, because the production asked me what I wanted to do.
How did you feel about the scene overall?
I definitely enjoyed it. But I know we're about to recap episode 8, but this is kind of a little insider. So for people that don't know how reality TV works, sometimes what you all see on this particular episode may have gotten filmed before another scene. Mm-hmm. So, our scene actually got filmed before the trans scene. Mm-hmm. I think it got filmed like a day before, mm-hmm. but the trans scene ended up coming on 2 episodes before our scene. So I definitely... I'm not gonna lie to you. When I went into the trans scene, I was still thinking about our scene, mm-hmm. because everything that we had discussed. Right. So my mind was still there. So I just honestly did not know how that scene was going to work. And then when Willa wasn't able to make it, that had kind of honestly had dampened my spirit a little bit, mm-hmm. because I wanted all of them there, and I definitely wanted her there, especially from our session in episode 3. I just thought that this would be a good bridge to continue that dialogue, because if you remember in episode 3, she was talking about how she felt like unaliving herself. And, I wanted that conversation to continue with the rest of the girls, mm-hmm. for a sense of support. So when she wasn't able to make it, I'm like, okay, how are we gonna make this scene work? Right. And but it ended up working. So I really enjoyed doing the scene with the women that was there. There were some moments where I just kind of thought was questionable, mm-hmm. to be honest. Mm-hmm. There was definitely some questionable moments.
What was one of the moments? Girl, what was one of the damn moments?
I already got unfollowed on the social media channel.
Really?
I did.
Really?
I got unfollowed.
Oh, God.
I got unfollowed, child. I got unfollowed by 7. She unfollowed me, child.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know what bothered her, because I wasn't bothered.
Oh, God.
But
do we need to get Seven on the line?
I don't know.
No?
She has my number.
Okay.
I have her number, but nothing against her. I don't know. But she unfollowed me after episode 6. Girl, follow me back. It was just Twitter.
What did you say on Twitter?
I didn't say anything. I just look on Twitter just to see what everybody else is doing.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, and it's just so happens I went to her page and she You know the
yeah. They say it don't say they follow.
They don't say they follow me no more. I said, oh, well, let me unclick the follow button. So she unfollow me, chat, but follow me back.
I think I want people to not think that you are a cast member. You're here to like
help.
You're here to help, but you're not here to spare anybody's feelings or not because you're here to give the truth. And it's like I don't know where anybody else get therapy from or how their therapists handle them, but I feel like dealing with you, I feel like you're a realist and you're gonna tell you what you want to hear. You're not gonna sugarcoat. You're not gonna jump around the bush, beat over the bush. Anything like that. And that's something I've learned about you since I've met you. Right. So yeah, like don't look at him as a casting because he's not a casting. He's here doing his job. And that's what he's going to continue to do. I feel like that's just only fair. So.
And you know what? And it's interesting that you bring up about therapy because there is and it is me stepping into professor mode, but there is a form of therapy that's called reality therapy. Mm-hmm. And I'm skilled in reality therapy with helping individuals understand the true essence of the here and now of what their real world is.
Right.
And so I don't know what other type of therapy cast members may receive outside here, but anyone that gets therapy from me, you and everyone else that sees me, I don't play with y'all.
Yeah, no.
I don't have time to play with y'all because this is your life at hand.
Right.
If you have a therapist that's out here playing with you and agreeing with everything that you're saying, something wrong with that damn therapist. My therapist don't even play with me.
Right.
Like, I have to help you understand the importance of accountability, the importance of how to heal, how to forgive yourself, how to love yourself, how to say, you know what? I fucked up when I said that. Mm-hmm. Or I should have said that. Mm-hmm. Because what all of us put on the camera is going to be out there for the world to see forever. Right. YouTube ain't going nowhere.
Never.
It's like Walmart. It ain't going nowhere at all. So, when we go back to that question about, what have been the things that I was that was, just certain things that the women were saying. I get that may be their reality, but that's why I posed the question, how do you want to be defined?
Right.
Because in life, we're all elevated and growing.
Right.
I've had to do a lot of growing, career-wise, personal life-wise, just all of that.
Right.
I've had to lose friends in order for doors to open for me.
Right.
And so, yeah, it is what it is.
And I kind of am, and that's kind of where I feel like I had been, like, some friends I was losing, or, like, some things in my life were, like, going away because it was time for me to, like, elevate and time for me to grow. Mm-hmm. But we'll get there in a second. We're going to go ahead and go into episode 8. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come right back, we're going to get right into episode 8 review of Chasing Atlanta Forever season episode.
It is forever.
Listen, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here with you because I know it's going to be a key.
It's going to be a key.
He got his drink over here and he having a good time.
That's lemonade.
That's lemonade?
That's lemonade with a lime.
Yeah, that's I said your drink. And I'm drinking coffee.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, y'all. So we are back, me and Mr. Dixon, and we are about to get into episode 8 review. Now, listen, it's about to be a kiki because it was a lot to talk about and a lot to unpack in episode 8. I feel like, I gave a little bit of me, Jay, and Rico had they meet up. Rico had his issue with his man. Willa and the hair factory, the Fab Five meetup, the shade and the green screens. It's just been a lot going on in episode 8. But anyway, so we're gonna hop right into it. So episode 8 started off with Jay and Rico meeting up, and Jay was talking about his Shein collaboration, and which I think is really, 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 really tea.
Right.
And I'm so proud of Jay. I feel like Jay always, I'm gonna say this. I feel like Jay has the fashions too, and his design skills to do something like that as well. And I feel like his product is actually a little bit more quality than Shein. However, I am actually proud of him that he actually has that collaboration. And I will say too that you know, Jay has always, even last season, I think Jay had a deal that was supposed to be going to with Macy's, but something ended up happening with that, or he got in the hospital or something. So I hope that this one really goes through, and I hope that we're able to see, you know, just that part of it, because I would love to be able to go on Shein and click something just to buy something just for the hell of it. Just be like, bitch, I got Jay more at Shein. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, but how do you feel about Jay, like, in his partnership?
I feel as though that Jay is determined, and that he is, you know, still sticking to like what he originally came on the show for, to showcase.
Right.
He's, you know, not flip flopping careers or anything of that nature.
Are you trying to read me?
No.
Are you trying to read me?
No.
Flip flopping careers. You know the girls like to say I like to do this, I like to do that, I like to do this, I like to do that.
Oh, they said that. Oh, child, that's what they said last season.
That's what they be saying. I like to be a stylist. I want to be a designer. I want to be.
They're not on the show anymore.
Well, I'm just saying in general. That's what the girls have been saying.
They're not.
So are you trying to read me?
I'm trying to read you. Shade? That wasn't. They're not on the show anymore, but they'll be back next week, won't they?
We're not talking about any of my friends.
I'm just saying because that's who read you or thought they did. No. I'm not saying. But Jay is consistent with what he wants to do. So I really think that this will work for him. I definitely want to see that happen for it, because you know he's in an industry where it can, you know, it can be a bit much.
It can be a bit much, but it also can come up out of nowhere. Right. Like he can blow tomorrow if you know somebody sees the right design. So you know, I definitely want him to keep going and keep pushing.
You know, what is that guy name? Light skinned guy. Oh, me and my best friend, the one that you met, we were talking about. She knows more of him than I do, because we had a friend that worked for me. He won that Rihanna had that reality show, that contest on Bravo. Light skinned guy, heavy set. He works with Beyonce. Anywho, I'll think his name in a minute. I can't think of it right now. But he blew up. And
Sergio Hudson?
Sergio, yes.
I love Sergio.
Okay, so my best friend that you met when we filmed, we have a mutual friend that was once best friends with Sergio. Okay. And when Sergio started blowing up, he was bringing her to the top with him. But, you know, haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate. Shit gonna happen, and girl, you gonna be left where you at.
And that's where she at the half and end. Check folks in.
Period. Oh, girl, give me. Oh, I got your discount. So anyway, so Rico pulls up, but before the scene even start, Rico talks about he just got in a fight with his ex.
Yes.
And they were twirling and all this type of stuff, and the ex punched him in the face. He was like, he took the punch, but basically he wasn't going to be played like no bitch.
They were
and all this type of stuff. And
Rico had a whole.
That's a little toxic.
They had a whole wrestling match.
Yes, that's crazy. But I feel like after last episode, in episode 7, when he told Rico and he was like, you know, he didn't want to be tied down. I feel like Rico knew then, or should have known then, that something was up and this wasn't gonna be working out for him, because if I'm telling you we can be an open relationship at the beginning, but then 6 months in I say I want to be monogamous, and you tell me, oh, I ain't trying to be tied down, so why even bring me along 6 months and act like we're gonna get somewhere, we're gonna grow, and we're not gonna be in this same space forever. But then we get here, you out here doing whatever you want to do.
And let me tell you something, and I'm just speaking. I ain't speaking as a therapist. I'm just speaking as a viewer. I feel like, and this is just me feeling, I could be wrong, but I just feel like from season 1 up to present day, anyone that has presented a relationship on the show, I do feel like that person who is not a part of the cast, who is the, you know, significant other, whatever, I just really feel like they be clout chasing just because their cameras roll.
Well, you know, Jay came up with this new term,
the chasing chaser. The chasing chaser.
Yes. Well, that's the reason why I know a lot of people will be like, oh, well, we didn't learn anything about Troy. We didn't do this, we didn't do that. Which I feel like they have learned a lot about me over the course of the last 4 years, however many years we've been on the show. Right. But that's the reason why I didn't want to bring my boyfriend on the show, because it's just like, I'd rather not even be putting that. I don't want y'all opinion on my relationship. I don't want y'all in my life. It's kind of like Kenya and Carter. Hush. it's kind of like, who was that on Housewives? They didn't want to show their husband, or they didn't want to bring them. Was it Tanya? And that's why she didn't know you kept the show. Or was it Tanya?
Tanya brought her man on the show.
Who was it?
Kenya did not.
Kenya didn't want to bring Mark. Yes, she didn't want to bring Mark on the show, and so then that next season they ended up making her a friend of the show or whatever.
After season 10, they did not bring her back for season 11.
Yes.
And she popped up at the season finale. She was pregnant.
Yeah, she was pregnant, and then she came back the following season.
And she came back full time as well. But at that point, she was going through a divorce.
Yeah, so it's just like
they were tearing it down.
Right, but it's just like I don't want to bring that. So it was just like if this is what y'all want and this is what y'all want me to give, I can't give that. So if I need to be, I'll do that. But it's just protecting this portion of my life because I've seen so many relationships that have come onto this platform and they fail.
They absolutely yes, and that's what I'm saying. They fail because it's either I just feel like they come on because there's a camera roll,
right?
And they feel like okay, well, if Troy's on the show, he's a cast member, then I need to do what I got to do to try to elevate myself.
Right. And that's what I think my focus on this show in general is just to focus on me and my growth and what I have going on. And also, yes, I would have but we're not on this mega $1 million show where I can fly home or do whatever home and the cameras are coming with me and we're doing all this or whatever like this is and that. And my parents, I don't know how old everybody else's parents are. My parents are a little bit older than everybody else's parents, so I'm not making my mom get on the road and drive up here to film a show and all these kind of things. Like that's just not that's not her prerogative. So it's like y'all get me, and yes, I feel like and Dario, like I said last time when I did my review by myself last week. And Dario had said, like when I went to my green screen, he was like, you didn't want to be a friend of the show. And I had told you I wanted to be a friend of the show originally because I didn't feel like, I was honest with myself and I didn't feel like this season I had that much to give. But then when I thought about it, it's just like, I may not be having all the hostings and bookings and all that stuff, but I am working. I am dealing with my personal health. I am, and I want to show y'all that. And also, my birthday was in the midst of us filming. So it's just like, let me give y'all some portion of me and show y'all me. So
and I remember when you and I had that conversation about you just wanted to be a friend of the show, and I'm just like, okay, Troy, well, this is your 4th season. Don't go in as. But as we talk more and more about it, I was like, I get where you're coming from with that as well because you're supposed to elevate. You're supposed to grow. With these types of shows, you don't want to keep tussling around and being dragged down in the mud with folks.
I ain't trying to be fighting.
But I will say this to Rico Castle. I just truly hope that whomever comes into his life next, that they truly come in for him. And same for Jay. That they truly find it people that just love them. Outside of everything that they got going on. Because if you just love me because of what you see on TV, then hell, we'll need to be together.
We'll need to be together because baby, it's so much more that goes on in my life outside of what I see on this show.
Yes, absolutely.
But speaking of Jay finding somebody, his friend said he wanted to, hook him up for speed date. Or not a speed date, but like a blind date. Yes. And Jay ended up going on a blind date, but like, would you let your friends set you up on a blind date if you were like dating?
Hell no.
Why not?
Because my friends are delusional. My real life friends, they are so delusional. And I just had this conversation with my childhood best friend, and I told her, I said, "See, bitch, this is why I have never let you hook me up with nobody, because you'll meet somebody because she's a bank manager. None of my friends are broke, right? She's a bank manager, right?" And I remember one time, she was like, "Oh my God, you ought to meet such and such. She's one of my customers at the bank." And when she told me the name, I said, "Bitch, I'm not a lesbian."
Okay.
And so,
not that.
And she always likes to do this. But they're nice. I don't care. Nice is not my type.
Nice is not my type.
Nice is not my type. And so, no, I would never let my friends put me on a blind date because they know my type, but they want to try to hook me up if I was single. They want to try to hook me up with who they feel like the Lord think I should be with. No.
I swear.
I don't want to be with a submarine player. I don't want to be with the little altar boy. I don't want to be.
And I already prayed for who I want, so the Lord know who is supposed to be here.
Send me that nigga that be lying.
No, I don't want him. I don't want him. Send me the one that like to fight, but don't lie to me.
Send me that nigga that like to smoke 4-5 blunts a day. Come in the house late. Send me that nigga that's gonna have me up at night, sliding down the wall like Tony Brant.
Singing Insecure by Summer Walker. Singing Insecure by Jasmine Sullivan. Why you gotta be?
Look, let me tell you, years ago, oh God, Dominique probably gonna kill me for this. Years ago, when Jasmine Sullivan first came out in like 2007, 2008, or whatever her first album was, right? I don't know what Dominique was going through. I do know what he was going through at the time, but I don't know what mentally he was going through, because I was still like an undergrad in college, and this is when Dominique was still living in Alabama. And he was like, bitch, you need to listen to this song by Jasmine Sullivan called Hurricanes. I still listen to that song. That song's almost like 20 years old. Dominique put me on that song.
Yeah, my girl
send me the nigga she talking about in Hurricanes.
Send me the nigga that she talking about when she said she was in love with another man.
Oh, send me him.
If it's a nigga that can let me think about the last one, no, they haven't seen me him.
Send me him.
But we gonna move right along. We're gonna talk about my girl Willa. Shout out to my girl Willa. So proud of her. I love Willa so much. She's just such a gem.
She is. Willa, text me back. Yeah. I know you got 3 missed text messages. I'm checking
Listen,
in.
My girl has been going through. But anyway,
I love her.
Willa is meeting up at Barry's Hair Wholesale warehouse, and she is, preparing to go in to sign a contract to be basically a brand ambassador, a real contract, to be a brand ambassador with the wholesale company.
And she's doing it right here in America.
Right here in America, and I love that, right? And it's just like, but she goes in, and they want her not only to sign a contract, but they want her to film a commercial too.
They do.
And it's just like, when I'm looking at that scene, it's just like, you would think what God has planned. You would think what you already have planned is gonna be enough. But when you actually get there, God will blow your mind.
Oh my! And you know what? And I got to give Willa. I have to give Willa her flowers.
Yes.
The garden. I have to give her all of it.
Yes.
Because let me tell you, that was another thing about you know how production works, and they want to know like, hey, what you gonna do this season, whatever the case may be. And I remember. I said I wanted to film with Willa. I had requested to film with Willa. I really did. I had wanted to film with her. Originally, this is a little show insider. Originally, I was supposed to film with Seven. But it was some scheduling issues. But you see, when you talk about how God works, it ended up working to where it was me and Willa, and I couldn't have asked for God to work in a better way.
Right.
Yeah, Willa is that girl.
Yes.
And I wish, but this is just personally speaking, because like the Lord does things in His own timing.
Right.
I wish Willa would have came in season 4. You get what I'm saying? I wish she would have came in season 4, because it's just so much about her that just really captivates the reality of just, hey, this is my real life.
Right.
This is what I got going on.
Right.
Willa, she'll get on Instagram Live at 2:00 in the morning.
Right.
We sleep, and I tune in.
Me too. If I'm up, I be in there.
I'll be like, let me tune in.
Look, I wake up, see Will on live, be listening to it for a minute. Hey, girl, going back to sleep. Girl.
Right. Yes. And even just that, she's just very honest. What she puts out on the camera is really her reality, her life.
Yeah.
And and she was raised by her grandmother, and I was raised by my grandmother as well. So I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And her grandmother passed away. My grandmother passed away, and that is such. You know what? I had a cousin tell me, "Well, you should be over it by now." I'll never get over it.
Yeah,
I'll never get over it.
That's like you get over your parent passing away.
Right.
It's like that's something you'll never. That's a hurt you'll never let go.
And when I hear people tell me that they love me, and I know that people mean it when they tell me they love me, but ain't nothing like that love.
Yeah.
So I get it when Willa
when she was going through, like I understood, and it's just like, and it's like to see her come out on the better side, and see her come like to this girl she is now. It's just like when you look at Willa from last season, and you look at her green screens, and you just look at her in the scenes, you can tell there was an anger, there was a sadness, there was something over her. When you look at Willa now, you can see she's life, she's full of life. Like even though she may not be at her best, she looks amazing. You can tell that there's something lifted off her shoulders. You can tell that she's been going through some type of healing. Yeah, and I love to see that from my friends.
Yeah, absolutely. And when and I know we're supposed to be doing episode 8, but we're just kind of jumping around. But even when we filmed, I didn't know what our production was going to, keep and not keep.
Right.
But there was so much good content that didn't even make it on the show. But it was just still good. Willa she's that girl. I love her.
I love Willa.
I can't wait to see her again.
Me either. Shout out to Willa. Willa, congratulations to you for doing that. And keep doing you. Like, girl, you're out here showing, like, what a working trans woman looks like. Yes. And that's what you're doing. You're literally getting up. You're going to your 9 to 5. You get off. You can come home and you'll do your clients. You'll do whatever you got to do, and you'll do it all over again. So, shout out to Willa. Keep going. Keep doing your thing. Mr. Dixon, we're going to take another quick break real quick. Yes. I need to get me some more water real quick because I am out. I'm a little parched. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's this coffee kind of tequila thing that I have right here.
Oh, you have tequila in there?
Yes. Oh. I can drink on camera. I don't know about you. I'm not a city girl. But I'm going to go get me some water really quick.
And you didn't tell me you had tequila in your coffee, and I'm right here drinking pink lemonade.
Okay, you keep thinking you drink it. Anyway, I need to get some water. Y'all, give us 1 second. We'll be right back. All right, you guys, welcome back to this episode 8 review with me and Mr. Twan Dixon. Now, listen, we're about to get into the next subject of the episode, which is our scene. Yes. We actually filmed that scene in the middle of the day with a loud DJ at a restaurant. Oh, God. But, however, it came out really, really good. And I'm glad that I was able to be that vulnerable with you.
Right.
I was actually scared, and I know a lot of people have so many comments and so many things to say, but it's just like, y'all want to see our life, and then we say what's really going on. Y'all want to, they still want to criticize and judge us. But I do think that our scene was really, really great. How did you feel about the scene?
I love the scene. Was that in June that we filmed that? It was in June.
It might have been, yes.
Yeah.
It was before
I went to Vegas.
And it was before I went to
Yes. Yeah, so it was in June when we because we were both out of town around the same time. So we filmed in June. The DJ was very loud.
Very loud.
So for those in the comments asking why were we talking loud at each other, because we had to project. So
right. And Dario did his thing with that because baby, not only did he make the DJ in the background voice lighter, the music lighter, he also made us sound louder than we, probably were. So it was like, he did his thing.
And then, there was a group of friends over there playing like, what's that?
The little thing with the
jingle, and it knocked over. It was a lot going on.
But Dario did his thing, and that's what you call production.
Yes. Because he edited the table out.
Okay. Oh,
he edited the table. I was like, oh, thank you.
Everything he needed to do.
Everything, because he edited the table out.
What table?
The table that...
It wasn't there?
The table that was in front of us.
I didn't see that.
It was items on the table.
Yeah. What was on the table that he edited out?
You had a few drinks on the table.
Oh, that's fine. I wasn't drunk, though. I'm never drunk. I get drunk, but I wasn't. Anytime I'm on camera, I'm rarely ever drunk. Except for when we was in the cabins last year, but that was different.
I wasn't there.
We were having a ball.
I wasn't there. Y'all had the Reverend pull up. No, I was in New Orleans when y'all were in the cabins last year. So.
Not sure the Reverend pull up. Not even shady. I was ready to see.
I talked over yesterday.
Right, the fuck together. That means we all messy. You are messy.
I talked to him yesterday. Anyway. But so our scene went really, really good. And You know, it's another shot at Tandaria because when you walked off, no, Troy did not walk off from me, but when you had walked off, I didn't know the cameras were still up. And I'm so glad he edited my voice out because I said, oh shit, Troy's about to have a moment. And and we were still sitting there and I did not know he was still filming. So thank you for editing that out.
You can cut. Listen, the thing about it is, and what I want, and what I want you to know about you too, and just in general, when you are, even though you're a professional, you're still a human.
I'm still
and
human.
You can still be you. Like I wouldn't gravitate towards you and want you to be my therapist or even be my friend if I didn't feel like I liked you for you. Like don't ever, especially around me, don't censor yourself.
Yeah, I really was like,
I like you for you.
Yeah, I did. I just was not. So that goes to show you, even in reality TV, sometimes we're not paying attention that the cameras are there because we're filming a reality show.
Right.
So the object of that is to not worry about the cameras. Right. But in production was sitting right next to me.
Right.
And I'm looking at you go down the steps and I said, oh shit, Troy's about to have a moment. I looked up, oh god damn, I'm on the camera.
So, do you think I was being selfish when I said that, I felt like my friends weren't, or not even necessarily say they weren't there for me, but I didn't feel like I was their main, interest or their main person. They didn't really support me how I feel like I support them.
No, I don't think you were being selfish, okay? Because here's the thing. When we're looking at the reality of things, and now I am coming from a therapist perspective. I think that you were sharing what you were feeling during that time,
right?
Okay, because I posed this question: it's wrong for you to share how you were feeling, but it's okay for everyone else to share when they're feeling the same thing that you're feeling, but they just word it differently.
Right.
And that is why I brought up in this scene, why don't all y'all get together and say, hey, this is what I'm dealing with.
Right.
This is what I need from the friend group.
Right.
Because if everyone would have done that, then y'all would understand, hey, we're dealing with something similar.
Right.
The language is just different.
Right.
The way we're going about it may be a little different.
Right.
So let's help each other.
Right.
Because we're dealing with the same thing. Right. And so that is why I cannot, it bothers me that we target each other in this community quicker than the people who do target us.
Right.
Because we know how to shoot each other down faster than the people who really hate us.
Right.
And that's not cool.
Right.
That's not cool at all. And so, even Dominique and I, we have a mutual friend back home, and they said something to Dominique not so long. They said, well, why does Twan keeps getting invited back to the show? Easily. Because I'm torn.
Right.
And
I'm working.
I'm working. But if you wanted to be on the show too, you could have did something with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't shoot me down because I have secured a position on the show. I manifested this. I prayed for this.
Right.
And if it wasn't for Neek making it happen, I would not have had the opportunity. It all starts somewhere, right?
Right.
But so I don't think that you were wrong in expressing what you were feeling. Sometimes I feel like with this show, and now I'm speaking from a viewer, I feel like people want everyone to cater or treat them a certain way. Like you have to protect my feelings, but I don't have to protect yours.
Right.
That ain't fair.
Right.
That's not fair at all.
Right.
And so that's why with me, therapist or not, I'm going to give you this is what it is.
Right.
And that's why when you and I have conversations, I have to hold you accountable and call, like, okay, Troy, you see it like this now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know, it's just, sometimes it just be a little contradicting with some people.
It'd be very contradicting. And that's why that's why sometimes it's like it'd be a battle for me. Like, do I want to show myself, or do I want to give this information? Because just like at the end of the day, somebody still have an issue with it, whether if it's a friend or somebody that's being a viewer. And it's just like it sucks majority of the time.
Right.
But in that scene, you say, whether I feel like I needed 100% to be, 100% whole or 100% like all the way together. But from your perspective watching, or your perspective just knowing me or being, a viewer, what do you feel like I needed as a therapist or seeing me and you hearing me say what I said to you?
I feel, and because I've known you now, this month will make 2 years, I feel that you need consistency in your relationships with people. But also you have to give consistency as well.
Right.
I don't, and this is just speaking as a Taurus now. You only get at most 3 chances with me. If I see the same repeat something 3 times, I just don't fool with it. Right? And I give an example. So my long-term friends back home, they all get together on Fridays, okay? And this is a real life example. And so every now and then I may get invited. I'm not no every now and then friend.
Right.
Okay? Especially when there have been over 30 years of friendship. I'm not sure every now and then friend.
Right.
If I can't come out or be invited every time, they don't invite me at all.
Right.
So when I start seeing this every now and then shit keep happening, I can do something else with my time.
Right. In the words of Tony, I'm playing A, not playing B.
Exactly. Thank you. I love her.
I'm playing A, not playing B, baby.
And so now it's like, oh my God, we haven't seen you in a while. Continue to not see me.
Right.
Because you've done the same behavior for so long, I can't give you me.
Right.
Okay? And so you have to know what the consistency looks like. Because to me, when this show is said and done, a good bit of y'all not going to be friends.
Yeah.
Y'all are not going to remain connected. Some of y'all are.
Yeah.
And you may run into each other every now and then at the Bulldogs or wherever y'all be going to pay the $3 at to get in.
I don't go to Bulldogs.
I don't go. Listen, I walked in there one time. I said, Dominique, I got to walk out.
Yeah,
and
I don't do that.
Wherever people be hanging out at or whatever, the Piedmont Parks and Gay Pride and stuff like that, y'all may run into each other every now and then.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be...
We don't run the same circles. We don't hang around the same room.
Right. And so, even with that, I will say this. I wish this show, and this is not a dig at production, but I wish this show really focused more on an actual group of friends. Because this season, because it's like 13, 14 people on the show, it's like this. It's like a spider web.
Yeah.
Versus a collective group.
Yeah. And I think it was just that with new people coming in and then new people being friends with people that were already on the show and then other people that have been on the platform coming in. It was just a lot of energies that we weren't expecting. And I feel like a lot of us shut down because it's like this isn't what we wanted. We wanted it to be a fun season. What we were told and what we were expressed that they wanted this season to be. Halfway through, we realized it wasn't going to be that. So it was just like, okay, well, girl, we're going to give y'all what we can. This is going to be, it's going to be that.
This should have been a fun season for everyone, with some drama.
Right.
Fun shade.
Right.
But still able to come together and say, you know what, I ain't like what you said when we were all at the bowling alley or whatever the case may have been.
Right.
I ain't like what you said, but you know what? I get where you're coming from.
Right.
Or, Troy, you hurt my feelings when you said it.
And it's like, and I get that, and it's like, but I feel like no one is adult enough. Nobody wants to take accountability for what they do, and then they expect for you to take accountability for what you do or what you say. And it's just like, I'm not doing it no more. I've already taken accountability for a lot of things that I've done and what I said. As you see, I even sat down and apologized to Oliver in the scene I did with Oliver at Push Chat. And I apologized to him and let him know, look, I'm taking accountability for what happened between us and our friendship over the years, and I still feel that same way about Oliver. I know, like, even on the episode when, it looked like everybody was saying, Oliver created this, or Oliver was doing this, or whatever case have you. And that's why when a lot of people bring up Oliver now, I just get quiet. Even as you see, we was at the thing and Willa was saying it, I just kind of was just like, because it's like I don't want it to be an issue with us and me and Oliver, but I also don't want it because I don't know, the context of things that people are saying,
right.
and me not being there. So it's just like I'm trying to learn. I'm learning to try to get my own perspective, my own point of view, or my own understanding from what a person had said or what had happened. So, but I want to say this and I just want to clear this up because I do think my friends support me.
Yeah,
I think my friends do care about me, but it does. For instance, the situation with me and Neek, and then when me and Neek kind of not talk, and him and Drew became super close. Then I want to make it clear I'm not jealous of that.
Right.
That was not. That's not what the point of this is. The point of this is that someone that you weren't so close with, you took the time of us not being or not having a conversation or not, being adult enough to have a conversation to try to alleviate things. You want to try to go find or build a friendship in somebody else instead of trying to work on the friendship with me. And it made me feel like when things like that happen, it made me feel like I'm disposable because it's just like, why not want to come out? What do we need to? Where do we need to meet in the middle to say, okay, well, let's figure out something. Let's work this out. Versus, oh, now this is my best friend. This is my brother. This is my sister. All on social media. Then it looks like, oh, well, this is a freaking freak too. And that's why I said Nick being funny when we did our review. I was like, oh, you and your new freak.
Yeah.
Because it's just like that's what it seemed like to me. It's just like me and Willa didn't click up and become, I didn't try to become Drew for Willa. And Willa didn't try to become Dominique for me. We just continued the friendship that we had.
Yeah.
And so it's just I don't want nobody to feel like I, was saying that I don't feel like my friends support me 100%. I just feel like, the same way people, the love that people give somebody else, it's not. I feel like because, we friends and Troy strong, me and Troy figure it out. It's like, I can go do this with somebody else. So I can go, and it's just like on the outside looking, on me or being on the outside looking in, it hurts my feelings. So it's just like, you want to go. Some friendship to me is important, but it's not that. I don't need a friend that bad to where if me and you not talking, I'm not gonna go try to go find another therapist and go try to be friends with another therapist because me and you are simply in a disagreement or we're not on the same page at the moment. I wouldn't do that because at the end of the day, my loyalty is still going to be to you.
Right. And I would say this because, like we said in the beginning, a lot of people don't know what goes on outside of the cameras, right? And so even when the show is not in season, when there's a break between the seasons, which is like several months to a year, a lot of people just don't know what's going on,
right?
So they only just they try to put bits and pieces together based on what they see off the social media. Because I do talk to you all the time, and I do talk to Neek all the time, and just not even being the middle person, just being a bridge, for lack of better terms. The fact that both of y'all truly do love each other.
Right.
And that has never been denied or questioned.
Right.
Y'all both love each other. And like Willa said at the pool party, y'all have what did she term? Unconventional?
Unorthodox.
Unorthodox. And that was her also being a bridge as well.
Right.
Because people try to, because of what they see, right? They want to try to, I thought the friendship should go this way. You cannot determine how a person's friendship is supposed to go.
Right.
Just because you and Neek may have had a moment where, hey, I may not understand this, I may not understand that. That does not tear the relationship.
Right.
Neek always says, Troy is my little brother. I have to, and Neek has said it to me, and I'll say it on camera. I just have to let Troy learn for himself, and Troy learn for himself, or whatever the case may be. But Nick will always have your back. You're going to always have his back. Y'all going to always be together. And no matter what a difference of opinions may be, it actually helps to grow the relationship.
Right.
Me and my childhood best friend, we went years without ever having a disagreement. We didn't start having disagreements until we got in our 30s.
Right.
Because we're stepping into our own.
Right.
We're stepping into our own. So we're learning, we're doing new things, learning new things. I'm looking at her other friends like, who the hell is that?
Right.
Who are that? Because they shoes leaning.
I mean,
So, but just having to learn,
right,
and understand that, hey, we're growing. Look at Destiny's Child, perfect example. We all know that Beyonce and Kelly are sisters, but they have their own lives,
right.
But when they come together,
right,
the actual original freaking frat, you know what I'm saying? That sisterhood is still there.
It's still there, yeah.
It's still there.
Like, and that's like we said, just because y'all don't see them on social media all the time together, does not mean that y'all know their relationship out. Like, friendship is not about social media. Right. It's not about what you see. Some of my best moments with my closest friends is never never on camera.
Right, and even with Michelle, her sister, she ate down in them pictures the other day with the Royal Blue.
Michelle has been
eating the girls up. But even with that, people may think, oh, they'll never include Michelle. She probably don't want to be
included, right?
But she's there.
She's there. She spoke on it all the time. Like, she deals with anxiety. She deals with depression. Like, things that she's dealing with constantly.
Being in the limelight like that ain't for her.
Yeah.
But when it's time to collect that check, she gonna
be there.
She gonna get out there. She gonna do her part, and she gonna
go home.
She gonna get her money and go home. Yeah. Split the check even.
Yeah.
So that's like the same thing with you and me. Y'all two will always be forever bonded.
Yeah.
It's just that I do feel that there are people that want to verbally, they'll say, oh, I want y'all to always be together, but secretly I feel like
they hate it.
And I'm saying it on the camera because I see it on the camera and I know what I've seen off the camera. I know exactly the things I've seen and witnessed off the camera. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that bitch right there is a hater.
Yeah.
Like, for real. And so, but y'all will be forever bonded. And that's the importance of, especially with the life that we live.
Yeah.
We got to have these conversations.
Right.
We're not going to always agree. We're not going to always slap high five.
Right.
We got to disagree and just kind of process things.
Right.
And come back together.
Yeah.
So, that's my take on that.
Well, I want to say thank you for, coming out too and doing that thing with me and, taking the time out. And even when I call you, because I don't call Mr. Dixon at 2 o'clock in the morning crying some nights, but I wanted to say thank you for always being there. Mm-hmm. Thank you for, being for real to me because, like I said, you've helped me through so much.
Absolutely.
In this last couple of years, and it has helped me grow. Mm-hmm. And it has definitely been, I feel like you've tried to learn me and not try to force me to be somebody that I'm not. Right. You love me for me. You dealt with me for me. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah. And I would even say this, and this is just being very uncensored. When I see something in someone that I know that would not put my life in an uncomfortable state, I welcome them.
Right.
Okay? There was a conversation with production. And production said, hey, this person wants to film with you, this person wants to film with you, this person wants to film with you. And I said no. Hell no. No. I'm not going to be seen on camera with them. Absolutely not. No. Because I don't feel like having to clean up.
Right.
What you say on the camera.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I'm grown.
Right.
I'm all the way grown. I'm probably older than majority of the cast. No. So, and that's why I've been able to, as the therapist of the show, been able to choose who I want to film with.
Yeah.
Just simply putting it out there.
Period, as you should.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a quick break one more time.
Yes.
And then we're going to get ready to go into the Fab Five.
Yes.
We're going to talk about We Were Born at Home shoe and the Sugar Daddies and all of those good things. Yes. And yeah, we're going to get right back into it, okay? Yes, all right, y'all. We're right here at Chasing Atlanta Forever Season Review Episode 8 with none other than Twan Dixon, the Chasing Atlanta in-house therapist, baby.
And Tag did it. Boom.
Boom, bitch. Let's get right back into it.
Jump right back into
it. Okay, so the Fab Five meet up for Jay Amore's wine tasting. One thing about JJ is working this season. He's put in the work, put in the scenes. Jay is probably Jay's in my top 3 for the season this year. I would definitely give Jay that for my top 3 in the season. I'm not gonna tell y'all who my last person is because I don't want y'all to say I'm biased or whatever have you. But Jay is definitely in my top 2 with Rico Cassidy. My top 3. Rico Cassidy being included. So Jay had a wine tasting. He talked about, again, his Shein collaboration coming out. And when his Shein collaboration came out, he was going to release his wine, his handbags, all that good stuff. So Jay has a lot in the works. But Jay had this wine called Menage a Trois. It was a red wine. He said, I think it was like 20-something%. It was so strong.
I can believe it.
Sipping on that wine, just a sip of it, you was like, ooh, and like when it hit you, like, it gave you a little burn, but you felt literally loose immediately. And we didn't even drink a lot. We had them little plastic little white cups. Yeah. So she was really good. So I really want a bottle of that, Jay. Seriously, I want
a bottle of that too, Jay, for my office.
Yes, you like a red wine, don't you? Do you like a red wine or white wine?
I like a red wine.
Yes, I'm like, you like a red wine because I know, because you had red wine in my last apartment.
I like a red wine. I do.
So 7 brings up, the girls bring up that, they were going to do speed dating.
Yeah.
And, I was excited to hear that they were going to do a speed dating, that they had that planned. 7 said she wanted to call it the meat market. And I thought that was funny. I'm just like, girl, because I'm like, it's dating, but when it said meat market, it was just like, what kind of speed dating is it gonna be? I was actually kind of intrigued in the sense that I was also like, girl, are y'all gonna be y'all gonna have a male review in there? Like they gonna be naked? Like, girl, because what is the meat market?
Right.
But yes, so they talked about they were gonna do the meat market. It was supposed to be Oliver, Willa, 7, and Dominique. And I was, like I said, I was glad to hear them actually doing that because I do feel like those are the 4 girls that were single. I feel like Dominique definitely was ready to get back out there, and ready. He needs that, kind of knock Anthony out of the water, and
not knock him out the water.
Well, not not like what I'm saying, like
I still have a relationship with him.
Yes, but I'm not saying knock him out of the water like that. Like just get him, move on.
I don't even want to reveal. So I think Dominique rolled his eyes. So Dominique and I do have a scene coming up later on this season. Yeah. So for those that said I'm broke, I'm here a lot this season. I'm getting used to it. I'm here a lot. I think Dominique rolled his eyes at me because I said something about Anthony.
Oh, girl.
So y'all are seeing, hopefly Antonio doesn't end it out. But Dominique did hit me with the old girl and wrote us. I said,
yes, girl, we don't got time.
I said, Dominique.
We love Anthony, but we had,
I could not believe Dominique did me like that.
Because if me and mommy ever break up and you still communicate with him, girl, you might as well go ahead and be his friend, get his number, because
we're both Taurus.
You're going to be blocked on both of my ends. Can't worry about it. I'm not Dominique. Anyway, so we get to talking, and they bring up, they was like, Jay asked what was going on, and I just kind of gave my whole little spiel of what I had been feeling and all this kind of stuff, and me saying, just basically me reiterating what I talked to you about not seeing, and Miss Seven got on her green screen, was just like, basically that she don't know how I could feel second to my friends when they feel second, or let her not speak for everybody. She feels second to me, and I have not been there for her during her transition. And I wanted to just give my take on that and elaborate on that, only because it's just like, just because that's how I feel does not mean that I'm wrong for feeling that way, because that's my feeling. If that's how you feel, then you should have voiced that and said that, because then that could have been something we communicated on together with each other. But also, you can't expect me. If you want me to be there for you during your transition, if there are things you were going through, it's easy for you to reach out and say, hey, I just need somebody to talk to. I'm going through this, da 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 da. Because whenever I have an issue, I don't mind picking up the phone and saying, hey, I just need to talk.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I got going on. And if I don't call you, that means that issue is not for me to talk to you about.
Mm-hmm.
So don't say that you feel second to me and I wasn't there for you during your transition, because if you wanted me to be there, I would have been there.
Mm-hmm.
But I am not a girl, and I have not been through that process. I don't know what that's like. So your relationship that you had with Willow, that you should have been building on, that you should not, the girl that was there to help you, that wanted to be there to support you, you have other trans sisters as well. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, don't hold me to the ground, to the nails, and be like, oh, I wasn't there for you during your transition, because at the end of the day, I didn't know what you needed from me, and you didn't tell me what you needed from me.
Mm-hmm. But see, this is why I tell all of y'all that I have communication with. People got to say what they need. People got to say what they need at the end of the day, or otherwise you're just going to be roaming around here aimlessly with these thought patterns in your head of, they didn't do this for me, they didn't do that for me. Well, did you tell them what you need?
Right.
And that's why, I'm always on to y'all about, say what it is, say what you're needing from them. I even said that to them in the scene with all the trans women, being able to communicate the things that you need. There is nothing wrong with telling someone what you need.
Right.
Even if that means that I have to set a boundary, tell the person what you need. I had to tell someone, stop sending me this person's Instagram post.
Right.
That's what I needed. I need you to stop sending me this.
Right. Because I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see it. I'm not friends with them. I don't want to see it. And they stopped. So I had to tell. So I think that's where things just kind of, coming from a fan perspective and as a therapist perspective, when there's a lack of communication on people telling, with you all sharing what you all need, when there's that break in the communication, my next question is, so what is your underlying issue with this person? Not specifically you, but just generally speaking. Yes. Because now that you're saying X, Y, and Z, in order for us to get to X, Y, and Z, there were
what's the issue of the
what's the other 23 of the letters that came before X, Y, and Z?
What's the other underlying issue?
What's going on there? Because obviously something must be going on there to make you feel this way. So let's fix what was going on before then. Mm-hmm. Because I probably said something that offended you. Mm-hmm. Or you probably saw me on social media at a time that you really need me. You probably didn't know how to tell me that you need me.
Right.
And so, let me be accountable and say, friend, I do apologize on that end, because I didn't know what you were going through. And you probably didn't know how to tell me what you needed, or whatever the case may be. But I don't have these types of issues. I tell them off how it is.
Yeah.
Like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Even, and I'm going to use Nick for an example. I've known Dominique probably going on 20 years. I could call Dominique and I could say, how your week been doing? And if I know he gives me a response that sounds like deflection, I have to stop it. Mm-hmm. And I said, what the hell going on?
Right.
What's really going on? And he'll tell me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd rather you go ahead and lay it on. Tell me what's going on with you.
Right.
So I can better support you.
Right.
Than to, I don't want to put all my problems on you. It ain't got all that.
Right.
Because I'm locked in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just kind of feel like with with a lot of people that we see on the show, it's just a lack of, you got all this stuff that you're needing or saying that folks, this person's not here, this person does this, they running from this, but you're not really telling them what's going on.
Right. Right.
So
next they brought up Oliver's comment. Willa brought up Oliver's comment and said Oliver said that basically, the energy that was there that day was better, being that everybody that was there in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it was brought back to me and Neek, originally they said Tonka had said it. We didn't know that it was Oliver that said it. In that moment, my feelings was kind of hurt because like me and Oliver has grown a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just like I also was reason I didn't say nothing in the scene particularly because it's just like I don't know the context of the situation. I don't know the context of what was said. So it's just like that's why I didn't really give too much of a feedback, and I think a lot of us I don't know what I don't really remember what, even though the scene was just yesterday. I don't really remember what was specifically said, but even when they played it back, but I don't know the context of it. But I did, however, want to say like, you know, me and Nick was never the bad energy.
Mm-hmm.
I think we just ended up. We're just in a space where we're just trying to clock it, put it on the table, and get it over with so we can move forward. I think a lot of people don't take heed to that. They're not grasping that, and they're not able to conceive that in the way or receive it in the way that we're doing it. And it's just like, so we were never the bad energy. And I also feel like, even in that scene with Tonka saying that he invited, hey, I'm gonna keep kicking. Get up here.
It's just the trade.
Sit down.
That's our protector. I felt safe.
Anyway.
Well, let me say this. Because, in watching that scene, and what I'm about to say is going to sound like I'm defending, and it's okay if it sounds that way. And I guess because I'm involved, right? Looking at that deleted clip, I wonder, and I'm also speaking because I do know Oliver outside the show. I wonder if, and also just a disclaimer, when we are filming this show, we're filming in real time. There's no script. There's no, hey, hand me my lines again, whatever. So whatever comes out, it just comes out. And if it comes out wrong, you got to just pretty much be accountable for it and answer to it. But I almost wonder when Oliver, made the statement about, whatever he said, like, I like this group or whatever. I wonder if he was just meaning the people that was around for that segment. Like, oh, we got really good energy, but not in a way of excluding the whole group, but just, hey, I like this. I like the vibe that we're sharing in this moment, like in a moment type of thing, not as an overall collective type of thing. And that's not to put production down or anything of that nature, but you know how some people, they'll take that bone and they'll run with it because it could just be meant for, oh, I like the vibe that the few of us are having. This is really good. I've never had this vibe with us all together. But somebody take that bone and be like, he said it for the whole group. He don't like this whole group. Only the people that, and it does make it look like, oh, well, he ain't fucking with Troy and Dominique and them, but
that's why I didn't really take too much from it. But my original standpoint, my thing was that you didn't invite us to the event, and King Kane to end up not showing up. So
who event was it again?
Tonka's.
Okay.
So you ended up, I know that's somebody that you're talking to, you're dating. However, the person that you're talking to dating didn't even show up for you. But we would have shown up. We would have pulled up. We would have been there because that's something that we both support.
But that goes.
And I feel like also, as in general, regardless of if all of us had an issue or not, when it's a issue, when it's something like that in the community where it's something that's for the community, everybody should be able to be there.
Everybody should have been. Everyone should have been extended an invite.
Yeah.
Everyone, and so that's my only just kind of with that whole thing, because this is something for that impacts all of us,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So everyone should have been invited
right.
and not excluded. I could see if it's a, hey, I'm having a birthday dinner type thing. Yeah, exclude some people.
Right.
Exclude.
Right.
Cool. But if it's something that's because you all are public figures, you know what I'm saying? And so that was a moment for all of y'all to have been present, support each other. That part lacked so far this season.
Yeah.
Not on the part of production, but on the part of the cast. Too many fucking egos for me.
Yeah.
Too many fucking egos. People want to be right. People want to, baby. The people want to sit next to Andy Cohen at the reunion.
Yeah, that's really what it's about.
That's what they fighting for that seat.
They fighting for that seat. I don't give a fuck about that seat no more. Never
they fighting for that seat next to the host.
You could be next. You could be next to the host and still be late.
Oh, they fighting for that seat.
But at the end of the thing, Seva announces her housewarming that she is going to be having for the year of her transition. And she says that she's not going to invite Wayne. And Dominica's like, why not? Like, basically, you should still invite him. And I think that we all would just like, invite him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't, like, you're saying that you don't have a relationship with him. Cool. You don't have a relationship with a lot of people in the group. From my standpoint. Because you haven't hung out with everybody. You don't really have you've met up with some people, but you don't have like a full extensive relationship. But we've all been in a room with Wayne at some point. We've all had a conversation with Wayne at some point. So it's just like, yes.
Wasn't that her brother last season? That was her brother?
I don't know.
I gotta go back and watch season 5.
I don't know.
Everybody had like this family tree relationship with her. Like this was grandmother, this was Aunt Betsy,
this was niece,
this was niece, TT, this was great Aunt Susie. Everybody was on the family tree last season. I started to go get me a shirt made that said
Chasing Family Reunion.
Drew Friday Family Reunion 2022. So, and that's no shade, but everyone was a family member to her last season. And I don't know if it was because that was her first season of the show and she wanted to be liked by everybody. Ain't gonna be liked by everybody. Right. So now this season, everybody ain't on the family tree.
Yeah.
Some people, you treat them like they homeless or whatever. You can't kick Uncle Bob on the street now.
Right.
So he was on the family tree. He must have stole a real dish and then used a paper plate.
Well, you are a mess.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, we're gonna keep moving along because I'm getting tired. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
And I'm still hungry.
I'm tired. Anyway, so we're gonna go right into we were born at home photo shoot, and at the photo shoot, they were doing the photo shoot in the house. Jay Twan said he could save some coins. He gonna save some coins, and I'm here for that. Save you an extra little dollar too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But Berlin said that she's now back working her like a 9-to-5 job, and that she feels uncomfortable as she's talking to her makeup artist and saying that she'll be at work. Fish or the trade be trying her, they be trying to clock her tea, or they be clocking her tea and be, calling her out or whatever. And she's saying that this is uncomfortable for her, that this doesn't feel right to her because she's used to being a kept girl. Well, by her sugar daddy. Mm-hmm. That she also brings up again has erectile dysfunction.
I was eating a chicken sandwich from Burger King when she brought that back up, and I didn't finish my chicken sandwich. The number 9.
I'm actually tired of this part of the storyline, no shade.
Listen, and I've only met Berlin one time. Mm-hmm. My grandmother's name was Naomi. Mm-hmm. But I only met her one time in the scene that I did with them. I don't know much about the sugar daddy, sugar mamas, sugar babies, any of that. I don't know anything about that. I just don't. And I'm laughing. And it's not to discredit anyone or anything. And I don't care what nobody say, like, oh my God, the therapist is laughing. I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at her. I'm just laughing at the terminologies of things because back when I was growing up, you know that cereal that's called Smacks? It's like a Kellogg cereal.
Yes.
They back in the day they used to call them Sugar Smacks.
Yes.
And so when I hear that term, I'm thinking about the cereal, and I'm not discrediting it. So I just don't know because even her group member Jay Swan, it sounded like he was throwing shade in his confessional at her with the I always do the album covers
and I do the work, and Berlin does what she can.
That's what she can. And I'm just like, ooh, okay.
This supposed to be your bestie.
I was like, okay.
But I mean, no shade. All the girls be shade their friends this season. I can't worry about it.
I don't know Jay Swan like that, and I don't know her period, but I look forward to meeting her one day. Him or what? I don't know the child, whatever these folks identify as. But I look forward to meeting. But going back to the sugar mama, sugar daddy, sugar baby.
Mm-hmm.
She for real?
I guess.
Okay. But that is a concern for me because at this point, does he know she's on a show like this?
I don't know, and I always thought that too. Like you are telling his private business,
right?
Although you have not said his name or anything like that.
You haven't said his name, but and I'm gonna use Kendra for example. Kendra is big on how trans women things are always happening to trans women. I just would not want anything to happen to her, and she keeps exposing information about this man because. Where me and Nick from, you do some shit like that and someone's watching, they know you're talking about them.
It's going to be consequences.
It's going to be consequences behind that. Yeah. So I just would stop that. But the season over, so I'm sure we got several more episodes of
The Sugar Daddy.
The Sugar Daddy. And
no shade.
Hopefully I am not eating a meal that I was hungry for and because I couldn't finish my food.
Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, you guys. And we're going to come right back. And we're going to wrap up this episode. We have a few more things to talk about. We have to talk about Oliver and Rico Castine going to the Medium. We're going to talk about Jay and his date. And we're going to also talk about the Smash House.
And Nick's solo scene.
Yes, Nick's solo scene that
closed out the show. Y'all gonna leave Nick alone, baby.
No, Nick
closed out the show.
Nick is carrying the season, no shade.
Nick is carrying the season. So close out the show with a solo scene.
He's carrying the season. I will definitely give him that. I carried last season, and I will let Nick carry this season. It clearly feels like, Nick, I feel bad that Nick has stole the show. I'm trying to do whatever, baby. No, Kane. Anyway. We'll be right back, you guys. We're going to close this thing right on out, okay? Let's get to it. So, Oliver and Rico Castine go talk to the Medium. And, basically they're just talking about, like, Rico talks about, his gay grandmother, who he feels like he needs right now because of, what's going on in his life and, the situation with his ex and things like that. And, the Medium is saying, she feels her there with her. She's telling her things to tell Rico. Like, seeing that, is that something that you believe or is that something that you would want to do, for yourself one day? Like, if it's like, I want to hear things from my grandmother, see what she thinks about me right now, how she feels. Like, is that something you would ever participate in?
Well, my grandmother, she was an evangelist in the church, so she would not want me to,
right?
Because of her being a prominent preacher. But for me personally, I honestly would do it just to see. And the reason I say I would do it because I actually have had tarot readings when I've gone to New Orleans, and they were honestly the things that the tarot reader told me around August of 2018 have all manifested themselves, one of which being my financial stability. Period. And so, so they've all manifested themselves. So there's, I haven't had a medium, but just being able to get tarot readings, I would actually do that. And I commend Rico for, doing that. And I commend Oliver for being present with him as a source of support. And that's what I mean, being able to support each other.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good moment for him.
And I also want to say, like, when she said, Rico was fighting self-worthiness and he didn't feel worthy enough or he didn't feel like he was good enough. And I just want, like, to say to Rico, even if he watches this or someone sees this and tells him, like, you are worthy. Like, you aren't an ugly person. You aren't someone who should feel like they aren't worthy of love, or someone that treats them right, that wants to be monogamous with them, that wants to love them correctly. Because I know at some point, in life, we do be like, oh, I want to open a relationship, or I want to do this, I want to try this, I want to try that. But at some point, we do get to where we just want to be with this one person. We want to live this life and whatever. So, Rico, you are worthy. You are worthy of love. You're worthy of happiness, understanding. You are worthy of, all of the attention that you want and that you deserve. So don't ever give up on that love aspect. And you can always be a hot girl and be out here, because I'm a hot girl with my man, and if I didn't have it, I'm the same person. But yes, I'm a hot girl. I'm a hot girl. Don't try it at home. I'm the type of bitch that be showing her thumb.
Next question.
Yeah. But anyway, Rico, shout out to you. Love you a lot.
Yes, Rico.
And Oliver also, ended up getting just some confirmations from his aunt while he was there.
Yeah.
He also said, he seen the butterflies in the Uber, the purple and pink, I think it was, and then her favorite gospel song came on the radio. And the medium said, yes, like that was her, like, just confirming that she's still with you or whatever case may have you.
Yeah, and if people watch the show, you would know this is the aunt, his mom's sister.
Yeah.
The one that passed away
from lupus.
So if you're a real fan of the show, you would know which aunt. Because you remember he had got the picture made for his mom. Shout out to Mama Twist.
Yeah, shout out to Mama Twist. Hey, Mama Twist, I love her.
I love her.
A T girl. That's my girl. That's my good girl.
Yes, so all real fans of the show would know which aunt that was.
Yes. So this is real quick because Jay goes on a date. And he goes on his blind date. He wasn't really feeling the date. The sparks weren't flying. But he did decide to give the boy a second date.
He did. Let me tell you. When the young man had the glasses on, I said, Lord, he probably cross-eyed. But when he took them off, I said, oh.
Yeah, he was handsome. I didn't know if he was portraying a top or bottom.
We got our answer when? At the end of the scene. I got my answer.
What he said?
And everybody else said it was what I saw.
The short?
Shut up. But I don't know what Jay likes, so hey.
My girl said in the last episode that she was a bottom with
top
D.O.D.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Dick on a man.
Yeah. So, well, listen, and hey, go right on ahead. But the thing,
anyway, we're gonna move right along.
That was some nice shorts.
Yeah, them shorts was nice. I would have loved them. I squeezed my tiny ass up in them.
Right. You and Neek and stuff like that. But
I'm a little bit thicker than Neek. I probably would have fit in a Neek. Probably would have been a little saggy on Neek. I'm a little thicker. I got a little jump. Hey, sister. You're a thick girl. You slim and thick. You slim and petite and thick. I'm giving mother auntie.
I'm gonna call her
cornbread fed teas. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so moving on to the Smash House.
Yeah.
Oliver, Tonka, Jay, and Cassadine went to the Smash House.
Which should have also been another group thing.
Yes. Because I will say, I love seeing them saying what they were letting go as before they hit the item and they let go of, whatever they've been dealing with or whatever they've been going through. So, I feel like that was a really, really good scene.
Okay. I do think that was a good scene. But when I watched the scene and they started to bring up, what's the young man from Dallas? Kane. I felt like Tonka, and I'm just once again from what I'm seeing, okay, and then just kind of looking at it from a therapist perspective. I feel like Tonka got a little defensive when he was like, yeah, me and Kane talking, we vibe, and da-da-da. I feel like there was a defense mechanism there. And Oliver was just like, well, I'm just letting you know what has been done previously. You know, nothing against it, but it just seemed like he was on a defense. Yeah. And I said, okay, this is about to set the tone. Yeah. For
going forward.
And
I think, I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's been said yet. Anyway, it's just weird.
Right. So going
forward,
y'all are going to see.
You'll see everything transpire, but yes, that is just...
Yeah.
Yeah. But however, I do love their friendship.
I do. And the reason I can sit here and say it set the tone for what's going forward, because there is a scene with me and Oliver that's going to come up later on in the season. And watching that made sense.
Yeah. Oh, child. The girls ain't even in Gag City yet.
Yeah, they ain't even in Gag City.
They're about to be in Gag City.
They are. And that...
Let me tell y'all, next episode sets the tone for everything that's going
to happen. Yes.
Everything is about to unfold.
And so when people be like, damn, the therapist can come back, it's the reason why I keep coming back. But everybody's
foot finna be in their mouth after the next episode.
It really is. Because we talked a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of bitches' foot finna be in their mouth.
Yeah, so I get it.
Yeah.
And I gotta, because Oliver and I spoke yesterday, so I get it. And I get why, when me and him film later on in the season, why he did. You'll see what Oliver has to say. Yeah. Yes.
So Jay, we fell out. Anything Jay, when he was doing his little ponytail fell out, he talked about some, he ain't got enough glue to put it back in. I thought that was just so funny. Jay is such a character, but like, his weed falling out. I was like, but girl, at least you released. You released so much, girl. You was fighting for, like you said, I was like, Rico said, I was fighting for every black woman. Yes, y'all was in there hitting for every black woman that was going on in there. But Tonka did end up bringing up the situation that happened with Willa. Mm-hmm. And Willa coming back and saying something to him about what had happened about Oliver's comment or whatever. And Tonka said he didn't know who had said the comment, but in that moment Oliver was like, in his green screen, this is why I don't like coming around these bitches and these girls and these whatever. And I love Oliver down. I want my friends to know, like, just because we have issues don't mean you gotta feel like you don't have to come around. Don't, because guess what? At the end of the day, we all signed up for this. We all whatever. And yes, things did miss some screw, but I feel like this is where we show our growth in us having these conversations and being able to sit down and be like, look, this may have been what was said, and I know it gets tiring. I know we get tired of doing it, but look, this is what was said. And this is how I said it. I didn't mean it this way, or bitch, I didn't mean it this way, and what the fuck you gonna do about it? But I don't want to be like, I don't really want to come around this group, because at the end of the day, regardless of Oliver's younger than us, regardless of we're older or whatever can have you, we are, in some point, I feel like, look at Oliver as someone that we can learn something from. So it's like, don't come around saying that, because it makes us feel like we aren't one. It makes us, and I feel like that's where that thought of feeling like, oh, well, we're not wanting around Oliver. Oliver don't really care about us in a sense, because just like you will say things like that. And but I don't want that, and I don't want people to continue to crucify him for things he said. Because I even see in the comments people saying, "Oh, well, if Oliver don't want to be there, why do he keep coming back?" kind of thing. And I had spoken this on my first review when he was like, when Ollie and Daria asked him, "How's it feel to be back around the group?" And he was like, "I don't really care about being around these bitches. Like, what y'all doing? The same thing y'all was doing last year."
That was I remember he said that, so, and it's like I said, it's interesting. Like you bring it up, that's why I say. You got to keep watching, because Oliver goes into some things when we think. And I can't wait for people to see. Even I was sitting there like, damn, is the camera still rolling?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we're going to go on to the last thing.
Yes.
And that is Neek. It's supposed to be meeting up with Kendra.
He's supposed to be meeting up with Kendra.
And he's cute. He has his dreads braided back, and
he had on his loose leather shorts.
Giving him the little country trade.
Yeah.
And Kendra didn't show up. And he got on live Instagram, or got a message that Wayne was on live saying that him and Kendra hadn't slapped him, and that Kendra was going to jail, and da-da-da-da-da. And he was like, well, girl, if you go to jail for slapping Wayne, bitch, I'm going to come get you.
Oliver said got that video sent to us.
I didn't get that video sent to me.
Sent to me.
I actually seen it on social media. I was scrolling down and I sent it to Neek's DM. I do remember sending it to Neek's DM.
Yeah, it got sent to me. My old ass always sleeping. So I wakes up, I'm like, what's wrong with her, man? Like,
I couldn't believe they were fighting. I really couldn't believe it had got to that point. Mm-hmm. But I don't know where Kendra and Wayne are now.
No, let me. Oh God. See, this is why Chasing Atlanta Forever we need some doggone, the cameras need to come back up.
Yeah.
The cameras need to come back up.
We need to roll a few more months.
We need to roll a few more months.
Yeah, we need another round of green screen.
Right. Because it's due to scheduling reasons, because me and Kendra was supposed to do, spoiler alert, Kendra and I was supposed to do a solo thing. And I was going to ask her about
where they were.
But shit, I ain't want to get slapped and be on the back of the ambulance.
I doubt Kendra would do that. Yeah.
She loves me. But I feel as though you know how she talks with such passion and emotion. I feel like at that moment, she probably, if we would have did that same, she would have been looking her hands. Yeah. So whatever happened where he got on that live talking about you and what was that?
Cobb County.
I don't know the county. I just know how to get to Buckhead and back home.
Oh, please.
And so, I was like, well, what is going that? Because of the stuff we know outside, behind the cameras, I could see why.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be funny or throw shade to Wayne or anything, but because of the stuff that we all know, hell, if somebody that's supposed to be loyal to me and I'm trusting you with my career,
right,
and you abuse it towards me that make it benefit you,
right,
I'm bound to slap you too.
Right. Basically.
No shade.
I'm
bound to put my hands on you too.
Yeah.
And you really gonna be looking casket sharp.
Right.
So, but Nick worked.
Shade?
I don't care if it's shade or sunlight. Close the casket and deliver the eulogy.
Anyway, Nick
worked that scene.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Like I said, I love that he's getting his flowers because he deserves it. I feel like he's been the villain for so long, and so many people have pointed him out to be the villain. I feel like this season he's showing more than just him going back and forth with people, but he's actually showing like him trying to reconcile and all of these things. So yeah, I'm really proud of Nick.
Yeah, Nick, he's had a lot of growth, and just like you were very. I think people overlook the honesty when y'all are opening up about things. Like you've opened up about the things that you was dealing with, like moving out of your apartment, the car, all that stuff. And when Nick opened up about the relationship and not having nowhere to stay and having to give his dogs somewhere. First of all, I kept Nick's dogs. Because that's the type of love we all have for each other around here.
Right.
So bring them to Birmingham, I keep them.
Yeah.
Until you get get yourself together.
Right.
And so I think a lot of people, when they're watching the show and y'all are really putting out there what's really going on with y'all, they overlook it and say, oh, this is boring.
Yeah.
It's not boring because there are other people out there that struggle with
somebody that can relate to them.
Yeah. I saw a guy in the comments about how he graduated with a degree in 2020 and he was supposed to graduate another degree like this year and things didn't happen and he said he felt like he failed, but from watching our scene, he knew he didn't fail.
I seen that too.
Right. And so people, they want all this drama and all this, bad girls type of momentum. Right. Everybody ain't trying to fight. Everybody ain't got the energy to be physically putting their hands on folks.
Right.
You got to physically put your hands on folks and then go sit in traffic all day just to get home.
Right.
Nobody want to do all that.
Right.
But there are people out there that really connect with y'all's stories. And people need to stop trying to box y'all in as though y'all the real housewives of Atlanta living behind gated communities or that y'all the basketball. No, y'all are chasing Atlanta. Y'all are young African-American men and women of the LGBTQIA population that's putting y'all honest lives whatever your life is,
right,
in front of the camera to, hey, this is what I'm dealing with.
Right.
This is my life. I've dated someone who used me to get on the show, or what you've dealt with, and the sugar daddy, sugar mamas, and stuff. Because there are people really dealing with that. You got people. I'm trying to jump off my music career. I can't really jump it off how I want to, or whatever the case may be. Y'all are sharing stories that there are people out there that connect with. Hell, even with me being a therapist, somebody out there probably wants to be a damn therapist, and having to listen to people's lives all day.
Yeah.
And still deal with my own life.
Right.
So for all the naysayers and comments and trying to say this show is boring, it's not boring. It is actually a life lesson.
Yeah.
And you should take it as such. If you want to see all that flipping tables and stuff like that, you need to get you a subscription to the Zeus Network. I don't know how much it costs. I don't even know if they're on cable television. But you need to check your funds and get you a subscription there if you're looking for all of that and people getting beat up. Or you just need to get on YouTube and watch the reruns of Jerry Springer from the 90s when they used to get on stage and fighting over there.
Right.
If that's what you're looking for, go watch wrestling. It still come on.
Yeah.
But this ain't what they doing over here.
Right.
And then even for the people that's creating drama on the show, that's cute. That's cute for the people that's creating drama on the show. But what is it benefiting you?
Right.
And that's what I leave folks at. Because I know the people watching. And what is it benefiting you to create drama and not be authentic?
Yeah. Well, I have nothing else to say.
Absolutely.
I feel like we can close out with that.
We can. I almost said let's close out with prayer.
We can close out with that too. But no, I want to thank you for coming down, Mr. Dixon.
Absolutely.
And thank you for doing this with me. You know, I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to see the rest of the season. I'm so ready for next week so I can do my review after that episode.
Yes.
It's going to be something. It's now time to get into something.
It's now time to get into something. And you know what? You need to be thanking me.
For what?
You need to be thanking me.
The camera dies going to be on you. What I need to be thinking about?
Because you almost didn't want to film your birthday trip. And I told you better film that trip.
I didn't. Because I was clocked out.
You was clocked out, baby. People gonna see you clock in.
Yeah, they gonna see me clock in.
And we talked every day that trip. Yeah. And I was in Vegas. And we talked every day that trip.
Get ready, speaker bud.
Get ready. I'm like, Troy, what did you say?
Yeah, I said it. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. I meant what I said.
I was in Vegas like, damn, I regret telling him to film that trip.
I did. I said what I said, and I meant to. So.
Yeah, so I've been producing around here. Right. Being the therapist, I've been ready to produce.
I do a little production.
Dario, get the cameras rolling.
Well, Mr. Dixon, thank you so much again for coming in. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys are tuning in to Chasing Atlanta, Chasing Forever. The season 6, episode 8. This is the review. Make sure you're tuning in every week, Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. unless Dario decides to change the time on the world. Because I told him I'm going to call the police next time. I'm calling 911.
Look, every time he does that, I text him like, hey, just checking it.
Just checking it. Everything okay? Once again, I see him in gif like, girl, I'm about to call the police.
I'll be like, what's going on?
I'm about to call the police. But yeah, no. And Dario, we love you. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys are tuning in. Make sure you follow Mr. Dixon on Instagram at Twine Dixon LPC. That's if he would like to follow you back. Because his page is private, he might.
It's open. I just be blocking people.
Oh well, he's open and he's blocking people. So
yeah,
he'll follow you back if you're worthy. If not, you'll probably be blocked.
Yeah.
But Mr. Dixon, thank you so much.
Thank you, Troy.
Love you much. And that wraps up our show, y'all.